months now.
No, David, it's December 7th. Okay, I haven't even finished digesting Thanksgiving yet.
Matt, all of December's the holiday season. Everyone knows this. I mean, the radio station started back in August.
Yeah, don't fucking remind me. That's why I haven't gone outside.
Matt, I'm sensing a real lack of Christmas spirit here. Where's your holiday cup of ice?
My what?
Your holiday cup of ice. If you have Christmas spirit, the ice doesn't melt.
David, I'm pretty sure that's just a passage of time.
No. I mean, you might know it as global warming or whatever, but trust me, it's all about the Christmas spirit. Here, you can have my cup. You sublimated it. Jesus fuck.
I'm actually at a loss for words myself.
Okay, sit on the couch. We're getting you some Christmas spirit, watching a movie.
Are we watching like a Christmas classic, like Miracle on 34th Street or It's a Wonderful Life or
something like that?
Okay, cool. Why would you do that to me?
Thanks killing free, you fuck. We watched a movie today.
Santa Buddies.
Santa Buddies. I'm going to give you a quick rundown of the Air Bud franchise because, whew,
It's a universe that equals Star Wars and Lord of the Rings.
There's an expanded universe here that's just beyond compare.
Marvel should learn something.
So Air Bud was, of course, there's no rule against a dog playing basketball. And then that did well in 97. So in 98, they made him do football. In 2000, they made him do soccer. In 2002, they made him do baseball. And in 2003, they made him do volleyball. But after that, I guess it wasn't selling. So
and he probably died.
What sells more than dogs? Puppies. So they gave Air Bud puppies. So they made the Air Buddies films. First was Air Buddies, then Snow Buddies, then Space Buddies, then Santa Buddies, then Spooky Buddies, Treasure Buddies, and Super Buddies in 2013. Santa Buddies, however, was apparently so popular because the only thing more marketable than puppies is Santa and presents and Christmas that they made a prequel called The Search for Santa Paws and a sequel called Santa Paws 2, The Santa Pups. We're right in the middle of this franchise, like smack dab in the middle of, hey, we've fucking run out of ideas.
It's amazing, actually, how many movies, like full feature-length movies, have been devoted to the series.
16, right?
Like, that's impressive. Of course, I mean, Disney is bankrolling them, it looks like.
14, yeah.
I mean, I'm guessing because, like, wasn't the original Air Bud released in Disney?
Yeah. The whole thing was...
So Disney is I mean, like, even though the production companies themselves...
have all changed.
Well, it's because they're probably being, like, kind of, like, pushed down to second and third tier, like, subsidiary companies.
Oh, I wouldn't even put them that high. We're on, like, 8th tier.
No, they wouldn't have 8th tier.
So, alright, so...
They would have absorbed him at that point.
Let me give a plot on this. So the whole thing is that we are already supposed to know these 5 puppies. The one who likes to eat and apparently does football... The
rapper.
The rapper, B-Dog. The one that's totally messy and, you know, always gets in a mess and stuff like that. The girl.
The girl.
And the Zen Buddhist.
Named Buddha.
I love this one.
He's great.
My favorite dog.
He's great.
So
I'd chill with Buddha.
Already, these are some weird characters.
What kind of dog?
These are some weird stereotypes for characters. Usually you get like the smart one, the fat one, the funny one, the whatever. But no, they went, except for the girl, they went pretty weird with these,
Well, they went the accessorizing girl.
Yes, but I mean, that's still the girl. Anyway, so in this movie...
That's sexist.
Yes, it is. So in this movie, we open up in the North Pole, and we meet that there's Santa Claus for the human kids, and there's Santa Paws...
P-A-W-S.
For the puppies. Because...
And no other animal.
No other animals. Just puppies.
Dogs are the only chosen few of Santa Claus.
Humans, puppies, the rest of the animal kingdom.
Yeah.
So they discover that they're losing Christmas spirit, a la Elf.
So if you own a cat, Santa Claus doesn't like you.
It's a second class citizen. They're losing Christmas spirit, a la Elf, where not enough people are believing in Christmas anymore.
Tinkerbell's fading.
There's a Santa Paws has a puppy named Puppy Paws. The creativity through the roof, through the fucking roof. He doesn't care about Christmas. I just want to be a normal puppy. I just want to play around with other puppies. So he gets into a mail truck that for some reason was going down to Washington in order to play around with the Air Buddies. I guess at this point, the Santa Buddies. But they haven't been called Air Buddies since 2003.
Yeah.
But
it's not really called buddies at all.
So he's going around and he's playing around with them, but he doesn't know, he's causing them all to get into trouble because he uses his Christmas magic in order to cause all these hijinks and craziness. He makes the one...
I was just doing what I thought you would do.
Oh, so sad. Meanwhile, there's a dog catcher named Christopher Lloyd.
I don't know his name.
It's Stan Crooge.
Stan Crooge.
S. Crooge. Scrooge. But
Get it?
But he's been going around this whole movie, and he Christmas and giving puppies I'm
$300 a dog.
I'm gonna give it a good home. It's for my son.
$300 a dog.
Where are you, Christmas?
And then he's also wearing a Freddy Krueger hat.
But he
rocks, by the way.
hates everything Christmas, everything like that. He ends up capturing the Puppy Paws, and so the Air Buddies now have to go and save him because he's the only hope to bring back Christmas spirit. Somehow.
They never really explained that well.
So they get in and they overpower the dog catcher, and he's like, I've changed.
I'm ticklish.
Oh, these puppies.
No, he hadn't changed yet.
He thinks the puppies are cute now, but he hasn't found Christmas spirit. It's only when one of the dogs that is apparently Santa's helper
talks to
him and says like, hey, we know why you hate Christmas because you asked for a dog one year, but Santa knew your mom was allergic, so you couldn't have him. Anyway, Christmas is fun. You should believe that. But...
And then he phases through
the gate.
Through the cage. And then walks out the back.
And meanwhile, Christopher Lloyd's like, well, I believe in Christmas now. I'm going to start giving away puppies for free.
I'm a Christmas man now.
Yep, and he gives the family that came in earlier looking for a puppy, he delivers one to their front steps.
He dresses up a branch.
He's invited into dinner with them. And anyway, that's the whole subplot with Christopher Lloyd.
It kind of ends that movie that way, though.
The main Santa Buddies plot, they get the Puppy Paws back to North Pole. They're like, oh, maybe you can save Christmas. Unfortunately, the giant icicle is still melting. By the way, that's a thing. They measure Christmas spirit by whether or not this icicle's melting.
And it's melting the whole movie.
Yeah. Until Christopher Lloyd comes around, and then they're like, oh, it stopped melting, but it's not growing back fast enough. There just isn't enough Christmas spirit. It's like, well, hey, the Air Buddies can obviously do this better than reindeer. Sure! So they go around to the planet Earth and deliver all the presents on Christmas Eve. Not Santa in the sleigh, mind you. Puppy Paws in the sleigh, driven by 5 puppies.
I love how the logic is played out. Because they do nothing whatsoever to try to explain anything.
Literally, they say like, oh, maybe we have enough to get the reindeer up. Then the reindeer try, and they fail. And
even with the empty sled, we can't get up.
We can't do it. And then the puppy's like, well, hey, we flew the whole way up here from Washington. Maybe we can do it.
Just on the power of my crystal that was left over.
It's like, I'm sure we could do this entire world trip. Yeah.
Okay,
do it. So they make the world trip, and because they aren't as secretive as Santa, they end up being seen by a whole bunch of kids, which rejuvenates the spirit of Christmas even more. So it looks like everything was fine.
Now
Silent night.
I got one thing to say that will punch a hole in this entire movie. Basically, this is implying that you only needed Christopher Lloyd's character in order to make the icicle stop melting.
Yeah.
I got one thing that would literally punch a hole completely in that. The birth rate. There are tons of people. Christianity is the biggest religion in the world.
And even then, Christmas isn't Christmas is so much not about Christianity.
Just kind of like the holidays around that area. So, it's just kind of that. Yes, it's fine. Get over it.
Look, if the holiday section on Netflix is any indication,
yes,
you're fine.
Yeah, I don't think I saw a solitary Jesus movie on there.
No, it was all about some cynical something falling in love with the small town something.
It's always some stupid ass romance plot. That's why it was hard to find a movie that I really could latch onto. It was either going to be this, or it was the Casper holiday special.
You picked this once you saw the breakdancing dogs start talking.
Yes. Oh, they're talking! Because I didn't ever see... I remember Air Bud. Mm-hmm. Air Bud did not talk. He did not say a fucking thing.
Passed on to the kids. You don't understand.
Well, there's the next generation could fucking speak and English and
So, Air Bud did a lot to change the world for dogs. Okay. Anyway, so this movie. So that's the plot. I want to talk. There's not a lot of human acting in this,
which is I'm actually okay with.
I'm okay with too because this is so much of a kids' film. I'm okay with it just focusing on the dogs. This isn't how the dog fits into human society, a la Air Bud.
Yeah.
This is just the dogs.
And it knows exactly what audience it's playing to, and that's all it focuses on.
Yes.
That's all it needs to focus on. So it knows exactly what. Where to put its the most amount of its energy.
In the human actors, though, there's only like 3 worth noting: the Santa Claus character,
the Cratchit character,
and the Christopher Lloyd,
and Tiny Tim.
He doesn't even have a character, though.
No.
He says 4 words.
No. The Tim character.
Yeah.
And then he has a dog named Tiny.
Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure the kid's name is like Mike. But we call him Tim because there's Tiny.
We call him Tim because we know what the fuck.
He's a sick kid.
Tiny also is. I don't even know what kind of breed Tiny is. She's a very small dog.
She's very small, like almost mutt looking, but it's definitely a purebred something.
She's definitely very small. She's almost a toy dog.
Yeah.
And she has a song that she sings.
It's about, all I want's my Christmas wish to be adopted this year.
Somewhere out there. That's pretty much, that's what's flashing in my mind.
It's even the voice, really. It's a high-pitched thing. So, when it comes down to acting, there's really 2 parts to the dogs. There's the voice acting.
And there's Christopher Lloyd.
I was going to say, and then there's the dogs. Because the dogs have their own fucking things going on.
Yeah, honestly, like the actual dogs that they have, the reindeer in this are not real at all. They don't try to do anything real with that.
It's not even animatronic. They're all CG, and they're all shit.
Yeah, and it's very obvious when that they are not real. Also, when the dogs go from the actual live-action models to the CG versions, like with the breakdancing dog and stuff like that, it's very obvious. The textures are all murky.
You know how in Monsters Incorporated, like, Sully's fur, like, was really awesome. You could see all the little follicles, like, individual.
To be fair.
No, I know. But I'm making the comparison that this movie went the exact opposite route, where they had these super fluffy dogs. But they're like, okay, but we have about 12 polygons we can use here.
Yeah, we have a very limited budget.
We're going to go ahead and just, like, smooth out that dog.
It's not necessarily the fact... I mean, this movie came out in 2009.
Yes.
And it's weird because, like, yes, with Pixar and all that was... they put pride, and they have also the budget and all that to kind of bring... This is like a second or third tier... subsidiary of Disney, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember exactly the actual production company. But at the same time, though, you really didn't need it. Like, okay, the one thing that you could have proven with, like, alright, the rapper dog is where the breakdancing happened. It's not the only time that they use this. But
B-Dog.
But B-Dog.
By the way, it's Keystone Entertainment was a production distributed by Walt Disney.
Yeah.
So...
Keystone, are they responsible for the pipeline?
Topical! But yeah, the breakdancing.
Yeah, but the breakdancing really wasn't required. Like, B-Dog says, yo, I'm a rapper. I'm like, but he never raps. He doesn't even rhyme.
That was his first line. Was like, I don't sing, I rap. And at that point, we paused it for a second.
I was just
like, all right, hold on.
Hold on a second.
Because we knew nothing about these buddies. This is like the 4th appearance, so we're just expected to know them.
Yeah.
They did a good job, though, introducing them in the first scene of, like, this one is this one, this one is that one.
Yeah.
We got their gist.
They brought it through really quickly, so you didn't spend a whole lot of time trying to know characters. Like, they do that a lot with just kids' films in general.
Because they know there's not a canon to this. It's not that, oh, this is clearly part 4. You need to watch parts 1, 2, and 3 to understand this. It's like, no, people are just going to jump in at a random fucking video.
But at the same time, though, like, I imagine that, like, the earlier versions, like, the earlier installments of the series are actually tell the origin story.
Well, I mean, Air Buddy's whole thing was they go and rescue Air Bud, as far as I can tell. Like, Air Bud, something happened to him/her. I don't know whether or not it's the mother of the puppies or the father of the puppies, but
I'm not sure.
Something happened to Air Bud, and it's the puppies. That's the way they bridged the gap between the two. But after that, it's just like, and the rest.
And now
they're in space.
Now ridiculous shit is happening, and they talk.
Yep. They probably talked in that one too, honestly.
Honestly, it's like what would the creation of the Buddies movies. Is pretty much what you would get if you mixed Air Bud with Pound Puppies.
Yeah.
The villains of half of these movies are the dog catchers. I don't know if there's any professional dog catchers out there anymore.
I mean, I'm
pretty sure there are.
It's probably more major cities than the small town podunk nothing.
It's probably just generalized animal control.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, like, where I live, we have tons of feral cats. It's really kind of interesting. They vie for power with the raccoons.
The war did not cease for days.
No, I've seen packs of them roaming around, but also the cats are fighting for their own territory. So this is really weird, like, political conflict. I wish that one would do a graphic novel on it.
Kitty cats come out and play.
Yeah, if you go to our Patreon and actually give us some money, we can. Well, I'll do that. We'll make a graphic novel out of that, one issue.
Anyway, so going back to the reason that you clicked on this video, So, I wanted to get back to acting real quick because we didn't really talk about...
Anecdotes are fun.
We didn't really talk about, like, the buddies themselves. Because, I mean,
it's not a whole hell lot to talk about.
It's not a whole hell lot to talk about, but at the same time, I don't love their characters.
I mean, there's nothing really there.
There's nothing there, but you would think...
They're caricatures.
There's caricatures, but still, they didn't do anything with them.
No.
Like you would think, like, okay, well, the one that eats a lot, they do something with that. And the whole thing they did with it was that he was apparently on the naughty list because he ate the Thanksgiving turkey.
Yeah.
Which I guess is doing something with, but then, like, the rapper one, nothing. The girl one, nothing. The Buddhist one. Kinda, in the fact that, like, he's constantly meditating. And the fact that he's just going, And every time that they say it, anytime that, like, they go around and, like, everyone gives a line pretty much to establish the scene, he's always like, yes, and this is the path to tranquility. Like, he always says something that just sounds like it's like...
He sounds like a fortune cookie.
Pretty much.
He sounds like a Confucius fortune cookie.
The best part, though, for me, though, with the Buddhist dog was when it was his turn to, like, deal with puppy Paws. They come back to the group and it's like, hey, so how'd it go? And it's like, I lost my temper. That doesn't happen. I lost my temper. This guy needs to get the fuck out of our lives.
It's like, fuck him. Fuck everything about him. He needs to go, or we need to get rid of him now.
Call Christopher Lloyd. That was the one part in the movie that was, they told him, it was like, oh, we'll figure out how to ditch him. We're going to play hide and seek. Yeah, you start counting, start from 12. And I'm like, why 12? And it's like, and we'll go and hide. And then he started counting. He's like, 12 drummers. So he's like, oh, that's 12. Okay.
I'm piping, piping.
10, leave 5, go, fuck you. And the best part, though, was that they didn't have, like, this unspoken thing of, like, all right, we're all agreed we're going to ditch him. While he's counting, they discuss their plan on ditching him.
The log.
They're like, well, he's like, 12, and they're like, okay, guys. Everyone go meet by the log.
And the log is right behind him.
And he immediately finds them and overhears their conversation. Then it's that whole misunderstanding thing where as he hears their conversation, he then walks away and then they're like, yeah, but he also did this good thing. Like, so I guess he's not that bad. Let's go say hi.
The writing beats that follow in this movie are unbelievably cliche. But... I mean, again, it's weird because of the people who made this, the people who distributed this.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy who directed this movie has done all of the Buddies films.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, this guy has been with this series from the beginning up until the most recent one. And they know the formula that works for these little kids.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I like it? This is what I call the Troll in Central Park effect.
Yeah.
Because it is straight pandering to these little kids that you really don't need it. And there was money put into this production. Like, there's parts of it that were really cheap, especially anything that had to deal with CGI. Especially CGI environments. They are not very good.
Like, every time I walk to go see the giant icicle, it's like, wow, that's...
Or the workshop.
It's like, well, the workshop, I feel like parts of that were at least there. The icicle
No. I mean, outside.
Oh, the outside.
The outside of the workshop is just, it's awful.
Yeah. Like, this is first pass over CG. This is where you then go back and you're like, all right, so let's just make some little improvements.
This is one layer. This is like one textured layer CG. This is before you put on all the shit that makes it look real.
What was it? Oh, so I was looking on here. You made the comment, in the beginning, they have a sheriff dog.
Yes.
And this sheriff dog is implied to always be around. He's like the mentor to the puppies. You made the comment that it was like, oh, there's the Don Knotts dog. He was voiced by Don Knotts in the first Air Buddies film. It was Don Knotts' final film.
Oh, that's sad.
That is sad.
And this movie was the final film for somebody else, too.
It was on Happy Days.
Yeah.
Tom Bosley.
Like, they're taking them.
They are.
The Buddies movies are stealing the actors.
We should also mention that this has nothing to do with this movie, but during Snow Buddies, where the buddies go to Alaska for a fun adventure thing, company accidentally let a viral thing into the puppies, and it ended up being that at least 5 dogs died on that set. This movie had the little thing at the end, no animals were harmed, da-da-da-da-da. But this series does have blood on its hands, in some regards.
It's not as bad as Milo and Otis, but at the same time, it is guilty. It's kind of in between Milo and Otis and Luck.
But I mean, that's for the franchise as a whole. In the way, like, this movie is not anything special. It is in the fact that it made its own spin-off, which
is impressive.
Is ridiculous. But this is just another Buddies film. By the fact that their naming sequence, Air Buddies, Spooky Buddies, Treasure Buddies, Space Buddies, Santa Buddies just perfectly fits into that.
Yeah.
It's not like
expected.
It's not like the Avenger Buddies, where this is what it's all been leading to.
I hope so.
Well, Super Buddies is already a thing.
No, I want Super Buddies versus Genius Babies or
oh my god,
Baby Geniuses.
That would be the worst crossover.
I want that movie to happen.
Christopher Lloyd is in both of them.
Yes, absolutely, and he like fuses. He plays brothers.
He plays both of them. It's like Mother always liked you best.
And then they get together.
I was just a dog catcher.
Dude, let's kickstart this.
All right, so I don't really have much more to say.
No, I mean, because like when it came down to the cinematography and the technicals, besides the
what the dogs look like in the settings.
Yeah, I mean, the dogs themselves were pretty well behaved. They weren't like looking off in random directions and shit while they're talking too much.
We can't possibly know how many takes those take.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, from what we can see, they got something effective to what they wanted to have accomplished. Digital effects are very basic. Like, this is like freshman level digital effects.
Rather than doing like the peanut butter in the mouth sort of tricks, they did just the digital which I will say looked fine on all the putties and all the puppies except for Tiny, because Tiny, all the other dogs are like retrievers. They have a little bit of a jowl to them where it like covers up half the mouth. This one, it had no upper lip, so it's just like and they're like, stop talking, I don't like you. I mean, I like you, you're cute, but stop talking.
And now she's gonna sing.
It's fucking terrifying. But no, I mean,
it's great.
When it comes down to all the special effects, there's nothing really. All the CG stuff pretty much fails.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. You could tell. Like the first time was the dog. Besides the first CG dog was when puppy Paws comes down the chimney
Yeah.
They don't even try on that one. It's fast cuts, but not fast enough.
And then the cinematography, though, the live-action cinematography is fine.
Yeah.
Like,
I like the pull-out shot at the very last Silent Night thing, where it starts on the kid, zooms out, you see the crowd, and you see Christopher Lloyd standing there singing along, and it just zooms out to the whole town, says the end. And it's like, no, it was a fine tracking shot.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like, and there's Christopher Lloyd, you know, he's there getting a paycheck.
Yeah. And he's not calling it in either. Like
he's not calling it in, but at the same time, though, I can see that he's not having fun with this nearly as much as I've seen him in other roles.
No, but at the same time, you can't. Like
you could find ways.
I mean, unless he's.
I'm not lecturing Christopher Lloyd, guys. By the way,
unless he's going to go full Tim Curry on it.
Oh, I just love
like,
it.
Just like this script is boring. Well,
I am creating my own character.
We thought that's where it was going to go because his first time you see him, he's driving in a truck. He's hunched over.
The guy looks like the creature in Jeepers Creepers before he takes off his hat and coat.
But yeah, so that's yeah. I mean, final thoughts for me. It's just another kids film, and I know that's bad to say because kids films can be good, but it's Air Buddies.
Look at Don Bluth before he lost his mind.
It's Air Buddies. Like this is Air Bud was made to be its own little niche thing of just like, oh, dog playing basketball, and then they cashed in.
Yeah.
And when that cash cow ran out, they got an even better cash cow. And then this cash cow was so good that it made another cash cow. This is all about this. There's no original vision here. There is no, this is a story
all
that
about
must
how
be told. No. This is literally just to make money and keep the kids quiet. That's all this is.
Subdue them properly.
So I'm not going to blame it for what it is, but what it is bland and unoriginal. That's the most I really, in the way of like getting across a good Christmas message. Yeah, it was fine. There's one part where the kids are all praying around town, but they're praying to Santa.
Yep.
Like the little hands folded, but they're like, Santa. It's like, I don't think that's what you think it is, kid.
St. Nicholas is a saint.
That's fine, but I'm pretty sure when you do this, that's supposed to be...
Get me an iPod. My final thoughts with this movie is simply that it's basic holiday fare just with puppies. Like, it's not like the movie didn't lose my interest.
Right.
It had my attention the entirety of the time. And the parts that were terrible that forced us to stop the movie, they were agonizing. But the sting didn't last so long that, you know, by the time we started this review, we were, you know, I kind of recovered from it. So it's not that much of a resounding effect one way or another.
Yeah. It was stupid, but it wasn't, you know, it wasn't, oh God.
It's not God tier levels of stupid, but overall, the film is anything that you would find on the Hallmark Channel plus dogs.
I'd say it's a Disney Channel original. Like, that'd be where I put it at.
Yeah, I mean that would make sense. Disney probably runs this on their channel like all the time.
That or ABC Family, or sorry, Freeform.
But other than that, like, I don't think that anybody's going to remember this, you know, at all for the most part.
Except as part of the franchise.
Except as part of the franchise that you know that it exists. Mm-hmm. Like, you're not going to remember, like a year from now, you and I are not going to remember the small little nuances of Santa Buddies.
We probably won't even remember whether or not we did Santa Buddies or Santa Paws. Like, we'll be going through and we'll be like, shit, which one did we do last year?
Yeah, something with dogs and snow.
All right, and that is our thoughts on
Santa Buddies.
Do I smell the Christmas spirit? Yep!
Okay, what? How? Why? Who the fuck are you?
I am the literal embodiment of the spirit of Christmas.
Why? Oh, why do you look like him?
Because no one's got more Christmas spirit than David here.
I'm gonna put aside a ton of other questions that I have and just focus on one. Who's that?
Who the hell are you talking?
I'm apathy.